Yes, the much anticipated 2023 is here. It was very much anticipated because of the elections. It is the election, in it that we anticipate as Nigerians. Let me start off by saying Happy New Year. Good afternoon and welcome to Political Views on Ebona Adi 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifanshuku, AKZ. Counting down to the 2023 general elections, we have 53 days to the presidential and the National Assembly on the 25th of February 2023. Governor Yinson Wike promised to make, his preferred presidential candidate known to the public in January, wishes it will happen soonest. But while Nigerians await his thoughts on who becomes the next president of Nigeria, former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorsed Mr. Peterobi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and both the presidential candidate of APC and PDP are not happy about it. And the All Progressive Congress said that the endorsement is worthless, So in other words, it does not make any difference. That's what they are saying. But the PDP, the presidential candidate of the PDP, said that Obasanjo's endorsement does not reflect the wishes of Nigerians. Meanwhile, the meeting between the G5 governors and the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of APC, is kind of inconclusive at a time. Why both parties are still denying the fact that they met. From Governor Yemson Wike's camp, we heard that no agreement was reached with anybody, while some members of PDP thinks otherwise. And at this point, most of them are now accusing him of fueling PDP crisis with his ambition. This and more will be the cause of our discussion today on Political Views on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. But before we go any further, let's bring you up to speed on the recent happenings on the political space today. News. Headlines. Accept G5 governors' decision on presidential candidate. Isu Guzoro tells Nigerians. APC PDP denounce OBJ's letter endorsing Obi. My appeal to all. Troubled parties, shaky presidential ballots as threat to 2023 polls. Group calls for caution in choice of new Ohaneze President General. Group calls for caution in choice of new Ohaneze President General. Christian APC members pick holes in party's Muslim ticket. CMPP lauds Buhari for renewing hope on fair elections, tax stakeholders. CMPP calls for caution in Oni tax INEC on credible election. Adeboye asks Nigerians to celebrate God despite challenges. Now, details. Accept G5 governor's decision on presidential candidate. Isi Guzoro tells Nigerians. Factional Ohaneze Ndi Igbo yesterday said they will back decision of G5 governors led by Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State on any presidential candidates they will be endorsing for this year's presidential election, pleading with Nigerians to accept their choice to move the country forward. In a statement in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital, Factional Secretary General of Ohaneze, Okechukwu Izu Guzoro, noted that the APES Igbo Sociocultural Organization would accept their choice because Nigerians have seen Wike and others as heroes of democracy, whose intentions are to present a preferred presidential candidate with competence and capacity to bring back the country's lost glories. Ohaneze thanked the G5 governors, especially Wike, for standing firm for the people of Nigeria to ensure that injustice against southern Nigeria by People Democratic Party (PDP) does not stand. The statement reads, Ohaneze has called on Nigerians to accept the choice of G5 governors in their bid to present a unifier and southerner as their preferred presidential candidate for this year's general elections. Ndibo have agreed that with the presence of three of our own in the G5, we are confident that when Wike and others would announce their preferred presidential candidate, it will be based on competence and proven capacity to deliver. APC, PDP denounce OBJ's letter endorsing Obi. What less? This was how All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council (APC PCC) described yesterday's endorsement of Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peterobi by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, the former leader who, over the years, has become renowned for his later interventions at the eve of general elections, reached for the controversial pen once more yesterday, scribbling an endorsement of Obi. 54 days to the polls, Obasanjo declared Obi has an edge over APC's Bola Ahmed Tinubu, People's Democratic Party's Atiku Abubakar, and New Nigerian People's Party Rabiu Kwankwaso, amongst others. The letter titled My Appeal to All Nigerians, particularly Young Nigerians, was released in Abeokuta, Ogun State by Obasanjo's Special Assistant on Media, Mr. Kehinde Akiyemi. My appeal to all, particularly young Nigerians. Dear compatriots and friends, Happy New Year. May all our national calamities disappear this year. I am constrained to write this letter to all Nigerians, especially young Nigerians, friends of Nigeria globally, as well as our development partners, because of the gravity, responsibility, and the implications of the collective decision Nigerians, both young and old, will be making within the next 2 months. The last 7.5 years have no doubt been eventful and stressful years for many Nigerians. We have moved from frying pan to fire and from mountaintop to the valley. Our leaders have done their best, but their best had turned out to be not the best for Nigeria and Nigerians at home and abroad. And for most Nigerians, it was hell on earth. Those of us who are alive should thank God for his mercies, brace ourselves for remaining few months of this administration, and pray and work very hard for an immediate better future of liberation, restoration, and great hope and expectation. We have had campaigners going up and down the country, feeding us with what they mean and what they do not mean, what they understand and what they do not understand, what is possible and what is not possible, what is realistic and what is unrealistic, what is true and what is untrue. I believe that we need not be confused nor be gullible. Let us be cautious and not be fooled again. Troubled parties, shaky presidential ballots as threats to 2023 poll. Next to the widespread insecurity in the country and violent attacks on facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission by hoodlums is the danger posed by internal rumblings within some of the 18 regular political parties fielding in the 2023 poll. Interestingly, the situation in the political parties will have put the country's judiciary on the spot. In his remarks at a special court sitting to mark the start of 2022-2023 legal year for the Federal High Court in Abuja recently, Chief Judge of the courts, Justice John Tushol, disclosed that more than 1,000 persons pre-election cases were assigned to FHC judges in a bid to beat the constitutional 180-day window for hearing and determination of pre-election clause. It should be noted that the court orders bordering on wrongful substitution of omission of names of winners of primary elections, dubious claims, fractionalization of party leadership have continued to alter the list of parties' nominees for next year's general elections. By giving effect to these court orders, INEC said it has amended the list of candidates for governorship and National Assembly positions on its platform, while noting that some semblance of sanity has attended court processes on pre-election matter. The Commission's National Commissioner for Voter Education, Mr. Festus Okoye, told journalists that INEC has so far replaced no fewer than 126 names. That the INEC spokesman declared that the Electoral Act 2022 responded jurisdiction for pre-election causes solely on the Federal High Court instead of the previous instance when even state court could entertain any such matter from any part of the country. Again, the INEC spokesman declared that the Electoral Act 2022 reposed jurisdiction for pre-election causes solely on the Federal High Court instead of the previous instance when even state court could entertain any such matters for any part of the country. Group calls for caution in choices of new Ohaneze President General. An Igbo group, Njiko Igbo Forum, yesterday called for caution in the choice of an acting President General for Ohaneze Ndigbo, who would serve out the tenure of the late President General of the Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Professor George Obiozo. Obiozo, who was elected in 2020 to serve the turn of Imo State, died last Wednesday from undisclosed illness. NIF's advice followed reported moves to announce Obiozo's replacement by Imo State government. In advising against any hurried decision on the successor of the late Ohaneze leader, NIF, in a statement yesterday by its national president, Reverend Okechukwu Obioha, warned proprietors of the idea to avoid it until there is properly constituted meeting of Ohaneze. The statement reads, NIF, an affiliate body of Ohaneze, after extensive consultation with other prominent Igbo leaders, including past Ohaneze National Executive Council members, strongly advised that the alignment, agreement, and adoption of the Labour Party presidential candidate, peterobi, for the 2023 presidential election by Ohaneze, led by late Obiozo, Afenifere, led by Pa Ayo Adebanjo, Pan Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, led by Pa Edwin Clark, and the president of the Middle Belt Forum, led by Bitrus Pogos, must be sustained and not compromised by anybody or means. While we reflect on the death of Obiozo, we advise that caution and restraint should be exercised by the Secretary General, NEC of Ohaneze, and the 5 governors of the Southeast states in announcing a replacement until a properly consulted and constituted Imobi of Ohaneze Ndigbo. CMPP lauds Buhari for renewing hope on fair elections. Tax stakeholders. Conference of Nigerian Political Parties has applauded President Muhammadu Buhari for renewing hope for free, fair, and credible elections this year with his recent warning to security agencies to maintain professionalism and Nigerians to resist attempts by politicians to disrupt the 2023 general elections. CMPP, in a New Year message signed by its Secretary General, Chief Willie Ezugu, yesterday, noted that a successful transition to a new administration will only be possible if all stakeholders ensure the credibility of the forthcoming general elections. Without the neutrality of all security agencies and the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, the dream of a smooth transition to the next administration on May 29, 2023 will be a mirage. Ezuku continued. President Muhammad Buhari was clearly on point that when he disclosed last Wednesday that he had charged security agencies to do away with anything that will soil the nation's democratic process, saying that under no circumstances should they get involved in anything that could compromise the democratic process or bring disrepute to the institutions and to Nigeria. The CMPP stands with President Buhari on the professional neutrality of security agencies in the forthcoming general elections, particularly the presidential and National Assembly elections. For the fact that these elections are coming first in February this year, both security agencies and INEC have the patriotic duty to ensure that the elections were held without violence and undue interference from politicians, their agents, and the enemies of democracy. Oni tax INEC on credible election. Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja too has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct credible elections that will usher in the people's choice of leaders. The Oni, who gave the message through the Palace Director of Media and Public Affairs, Moses Olafere, said Nigerians must be thankful to God who kept everyone to see the end of 2022 despite economic and security challenges facing the country. His words, the House of Oduduwa congratulates Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. More years shall be witnessed in good health and wealth on this planet. We are in campaign period, but everything has to be done within the confines of the Constitution and the acceptable moral principles of our society. According to him, 2023 has opened another chapter in the country's history. A time to enthrone leaders that will rule for another 4 years has come. While we enter another electioneering moment, I beseech INEC to conduct credible elections. Our politicians should endeavor to run peaceful campaigns devoid of bloodshed, as no ambition of any politician is worth the life of any Nigerian. Therefore, let the will of the people prevail by allowing them to exercise their franchise on election day. Equally, allow their votes to count as they elect who controls their resources for the next 4 years, the monarch stated. For him, youths remain the future and glory of the country. Hence, they should desist from taking part in any illicit electoral behavior. He added, furthermore, when whoever wins based on the will of the masses should be magnanimous in victory by making life comfortable for the poor masses, and whoever loses should be supportive in ensuring that the dividends of democracy get to every and cranny of Nigeria. Now, there you have it. You're listening to Political Views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. This is the program where we get to express ourselves on the happenings in the political space, because all that goes on in the corridors of power, concerns us in one way or the other. So the level of injustice in any society disrupts the unity and progress of a nation. So, as former President Olusegun Obasanjo is making a case for competence in governance, in that same sense, the president of the People's Movement for a New Nigeria, Alhaji Yahaya Ndu, spoke on why Southeast should produce the next president. And this is how he said it. He said, I support power shift 100%, but I don't understand or support what some people term power shift to the south. What I understand and support is power shift to the southeast for 1,000 reasons, including equity, fairness, and justice. Osman Danfodio warned that society can live with unbelief, but it cannot live with injustice. And he continues, he said, if we do the summary of how each geopolitical zone has produced presidents or military heads of states since 1960, you will discover that by 2023, power would have changed hands 15 times, and Northwest has ruled for 6 times, 22 years or 34%. North Central has ruled for 3 times, 18 years or 28%. Southwest, 3 times, 12 years or 19%. South, 6 years or 9%. Northeast, 6 years or 9%. And Southeast has ruled only for 6 months or 1%. Northwest and North Central and Southwest are overfed. South and Northeast are moderately fed, while the Southeast is grossly underfed and marginalized. They should get the next slot, he said. So there you have it. Our discussion today is basically on this issue of the presidency coming to the southeast. A lot of people, the person Ndo that is saying it is Northerner, but he's saying that if we should be fair as Nigerians, if we should be fair, we should be fair to southeasterners now because they have not gotten enough slots when it comes to the presidency. So he's making a point there. Remember that this is political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. The numbers you call to become part of the conversation here: 080-9666-1035. Remember that we also talked about the fact that APC, PDP denounce OBJ's letter endorsing OP, and then we also talked about accept G5 governor's decision on presidential candidate EC Guzoro, and we talked about my appeal to all, particularly young Nigerians, says Obasanjo. And we also looked at trouble parties' shaky presidential ballots as threats to 2023 polls. So once again, the numbers you call to become part of this conversation: 080-9666-1035. Hello, good evening. Hello. 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 Wow. Please call back. 080-9666-1035. That's the number you call and you become part of this conversation. And counting down to the 2023 general elections, it's about to happen. It's like this year, we're already in 2023 now. So, 25th February 2023, that of the presidential and national assembly will happen, basically. Hello? Hello? Oh, please call back. Network, it seems like network is messing with us, but keep the calls coming. Let's have this conversation. It is very important that we discuss all that is going on in the corridors of power for us to understand. Hello? 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 Good evening. Yes, your name and location. Please move away from your radio set, please.
Hello?
Move away from your radio set.
Hello?
Move away from your radio set, please. Yes, please call back. And when you call, remember that you have to drop the volume of your radio set, and then we'll have a proper conversation here. The numbers you will call to become part of the conversation: 080-9666-1035. What is your take on all that is going on? This program is basically for the people who are grounded politically, and we have come to that edge, the particular angle where we have to talk about these things. If we cannot discuss the presidential election that will happen in February, now in January, what do you think of it? It is important that we discuss these things and all that is unraveling right now. The fact that President Olusegun, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, endorsed Mr. Peterobi and the presidential candidate of Labour Party, and a whole lot that is going on, that is happening. How APC and PDP, denounced OBJ's letter that is endorsing Obi. What do you think? OBJ will only have one vote as well. So what do you think of that? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. Your name and location?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and your location?
My name is Uchichukwu from Awada.
Okay, please go on.
Okay. The issue on the Ghana presidential election.
Yeah.
As Ndume will analyze it, you have to analyze it how the North and East and North and South have ruled this country.
Yeah.
Anybody that hear this and analysis supposed to be weak for the Southeast.
Okay.
Supposed to be weak for Southeast.
Okay.
And anybody that is in ICC, that is a truthful person, will know that Southeast has been marginalized. And this time around, as you look at the political arena, how Nigeria is, you know that all the corners is a sounding Southeast.
Okay.
Any other person that is talking another thing is just the person is talking, and I don't know how to put it.
Okay.
But for our own side now, let me bring it to our Southeast now. Because of the people in position and what they possess, and they don't want the Southeast to take their share because of their personal interest. So what I'm saying, and not only that, as a human being, when you look at the presidential issue from the Obasanjo time, now Obasanjo ruled as a Christian.
Okay.
And after Obasanjo ruled as a Christian, then also he ruled as a Muslim. After Muslim, he also ruled as a Muslim. Goodluck ruled as a Christian.
Okay.
After Goodluck ruled as a Christian, now Buhari is ruling as a Muslim. Now, if you look at the arena now, the 3 people or 4 people in the front line, 3 of them are Muslim, 1 are Christian. Now, it's appalling that a Muslim rule Nigeria and pass to another Muslim, while there are another other religion. It's appalling. And not only that, now, if you see now, Northern is ruling. It's appalling that after Northern are ruling, another one that take over the seat of the president of Nigeria. It's appalling. So every Southeast or any right-thinking person must know this is a straightforward something. This is a straightforward something. So what I'm saying is, our Southeastern people, we should embrace this opportunity.
Okay.
We should see it as a God position. This is the will of God, in fact, when you look at it. So, as I'm talking to you, I am from Kaduna. I do business in Kaduna.
Okay.
So shortly, I will come back to Kaduna. Okay. Look at the people in Kaduna, South Kaduna. We are talking about, many people, they are talking about something like that is let me say, part of the life. Everywhere, because the Muslim people or something, they are confused. They know that when I discuss with one of my neighbors, they say the OP is a man because when I look at it there. So in Kaduna, precisely, people they are talking about our partner, our brother OP. So what I was surprised from that is when I hear the radio, how some people are talking against our brother. I weep. So what I'm saying now is the truth is clear. This is our own time. So I want our brothers and anybody that has not connected PVC. I went to PDP to collect my PVC last time. When I do transfer from Kaduna to Oneka here, so this here. I went there, they say my boy has not come. I went there again, and I will go tomorrow again.
Okay.
I will make sure that I get my PVC.
Okay.
So I play my brother. please, please, don't play with this time around. This is the time, not only that the person are coming out, the person rule already Anambra State, and we see it. So please, I beg you people that are hearing me, please, broken up. Don't shift, please, it's the time.
You know, at the time, you're not talking as if you're campaigning, but the thing is, the fact that you are saying that we should everybody should follow this footstep. Are you saying it looks like politics of ethnicity again? Don't you think so?
No, it's not a process. No. What I'm saying now is, you see, the other man has analyzed. I'm talking about analyze of the other man.
Yes.
Yes, I'm talking in that view.
You're talking about
in the view. Yeah, I'm talking about in the view of the analyze of an outer man.
We are talking about
Ndu. That's not the thing.
Alhaji Yahaya Ndu.
Yes. So the man is not analysis, but analyze it. I'm talking about in the ways of analyzing. So I'm talking also in the view of the whole people in Nigeria that will see the truth. And the person that come up is a competent person. So that's my
your submission. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. Yes, it is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Colin, let's see your political view. 08096661035. A lot of issues on the front burner of the political space of Nigeria today. A lot of issues. We are talking about OBJ, the endorsement he gave to PDP, and both Malaye are not, they are not smiling about that. I know everybody is giving their reasons. PDP is already saying that, that his endorsement does not reflect the true feelings of Nigerians. It does not reflect what Nigerians want. And the APC is saying that the endorsement is worthless. Do you think the endorsement is worthless? Call the number 08096661035. Let's have this conversation. We're also talking about the G5. G5 are also making a lot of waves already. An individual who is like a factional member of the Ohanese, he is now telling us that whatever decision the G5 takes, that he will accept it and run with it still. Let's hear from you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, your name and location.
My name is Igor Komoko.
Okay. Where are you calling us from?
From Awada.
Please go on.
Because I'm not a
Yeah, so we go on. Conversation
I need to make presidential election. So, mana me etinaka wene ku. So, nkebe eziokwu dị na ya. So, mana na anyị bụ ndị Igbo na ate n'ọnwa ihe na-eme anyị ata ya.
Okay.
So,
ama n'iru kuna aga n'iru.
Mostly. Ndị Igbo ba ya dị ate akpọnye ha mkpa.
Okay.
Because ọ bụrụ na ọ na-atụrụ na ọ na-emefu ya mfe election a na-eme. Ndị Igbo ba ya ma nwoke time. Particular I want to leave without you. I had a point in back. I don't want to time now. Not I just because one night worker. But I just die. However, now we make a presidential election. Those what I say. Many guys got on the upper man on them area. And I now discuss on one side and I can in the morning call on it. But I want to see about it.
Take your actions. I could see taking.
Hello?
Yes, take your actions. I could see taking my fanda high in
I could say, in at least not bother our youth. Back on what I'm going to use there when I went to a rock or any other, but not have to name them and have to feel it. I cannot fight for their freedom. At least the one I cannot fight. There's an election like a federal night or cost by. I'm not going to make up on board. So I don't know about and why I got to vote. But I'm not living from anyone with that card. And the other thing I could say they want to make and decide this year with that card. Some of them with that card. It's on that side. My dad said, you know, there's some of them with that card. They want to make it up the Anna again. So I almost say more or even.
Okay. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. What is your take on all of this? Even when it comes to the PVC, any difficulty you are experiencing in getting your PVC, lay it out here too. Let's hear from you. Hello. Hello? Oh, hello, please call back 08096661035. What are your political views? It is happening, and as we are counting down, it is, 53 days to the election, to the presidential and national assembly election, and it's happening on the 25th of January. What is your take on all of this that is going on now? Hello?
Hello,
Yeah, good evening, my brother. Take him.
oh, the next in the
Okay, no, take a new matter.
Madal,
Kebaniro.
Patatonia water, Nagotero, Sadisi, to Wenaga, Wegokatana. More would be Nigeria, since I almost see and Nina. They didn't one way. And what I will over there, since you know, the road when I go see in on August. On where is what them one way and in August, actually, name and when. On where is what the Harold over there, on what? On where is what was with them all over there, on what? On where is we say we had got a fan at the Katana or kind of different one, and then we'll call them my and when. And I know what they say that many people anymore but that they confused. Farmer who hit and had to go in my house, I won't believe you are one. Or they give minutes to go for no. Mama Sanjo how when you are standing to see him and then I go see any on Agosti. Hundred and I go see a name. Minutes to the phone. But I mean, I heard you before no. I'm a one and cat about it. Yes, I go. Many of them can have that confess here. Many of them can have that confess here. Because he has confessed every year sin before he had it. He has confessed here, he confessed that he did had it. In a good thing in a good Nanda no men and Nanda no men and Nanda no men and Nina Hena Gossip. Get him for the who sees me now will look at that market. Because of the non-man over there, Abu Hood. And I talk on the wood for it to cover one woman. Nanny non woman, where mayor or Burufi, when I see it, when I walk.
Okay. As at this point now, can you honor you?
Because of the honor, one or lady. But I'm on your it is not
Man, he believe or no too, and we go somebody new with you like this. Now you will go hope as a country born Nigeria. I see the
letter. Of what I can go for, what I look out and not. I will go one over, I will go back to news. I will go back to news in over Nigeria. No one didn't beg you, beg you when I take Nigeria over there. No one, I'm a nation, and bamboo Biafra. I'm not going to
oh, yeah, there was never a time of Biafra a country. The only time I asked that Biafra became a country, maybe in the war. Yes. Because at the time, from beginning, Biafra, the word Biafra, see from the bite of money.
You are just defending your radio station.
And but like okay, we
have our temple. Our temple is in Nauru. You can have other state. And they are going to say, above by kind name. Because by Mary, you can not just say, about a pound of people. Ever time with a temple. And a Pokutuku. Ever can I go my Ramrafa? The temple has been destroyed by Britain during the war. I
can discuss when did he discuss of facts and I got by facts or by just hearsay, I got by facts. There was a country one book described the name from the bite of money, and it was a market. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah.
The man come out on air. Now they go like this. Where you want to buy it? ịba na ya eweli iwe na ọ na ha nghọtara ihe a na-aja mgbe ahụ na ọkata na-aka anya mba mepere ọ wee eziokwu na duru ndị Biafra war na-egburu anyị nwa too much mana anyị gbukwere mana ha nyere anyị anya na-akụdo onye kara ugbo
the war is over. We're not talking about that.
mgbe a na-ama ha ama n'ihi ya anyị eweli iwe na ugbo ha anyị gburu anyị mgba mana kịta anaghị ma bụrụ ihe na o nwere ihe mmadụ ga-emekọta wee kwanyere ha ọgụ nke ahụhụ ndị Igbo na ndị Hausa agen na ha ama ntụ akpọghị ihe ha gen so n'ihi ya anyị eweli iwe kedu ị na-agba m ihe a
okay, no wala, that's I didn't see by facts. Ikwu nke aketa and yet or fall up back to that because at the time from the history, from the historical point of view, it was a market. Oh yeah, but the fact.
One analysis not into football. Not into football. One question. Where see only when it the first Nigerian no hard league. Now football, no good about Nigeria. Ndị mmadụ wee na-akpa afa na-akpọ o wee kpa afa the person a na-eme ọkpa ha the person ihe a ndị a na-akpọ okeọcha ya ka na nsị gị mba wee kpa afa the person ọ kpọrọ wee kwuchi okwu na mmechi okwu wee sị na mana mgbe onye a gwara ihe a na mgbe afọ na Naijiria abụrụ one mana kịta na ha bụrụgo one kedu ihe na-akpọzi ihe a kịta na I know what I'm saying.
Ọ bụrụkwa fact still. Thank you. Mana daalụ time mụ na gị ezugo ka onye ọzọ batakwa
ha bụrụgo ofu bikosi nwere mgbe obodo a na-atụ okwu so what I'm saying ihe onye Hausa a na-ekwu mmiri jiri ọnụ nwanne anyị nwoke wazi iro isi kedu ihe o mere n'obodo abụ Naijiria akwa nzukọ ka o jere na Benue State akwa nzukọ ka o jere just like that oke akwachi oge onye egwuregwu na-enweghị imo nke a niile wee dọkịta na onwegbo onye Igbo a ga-achị ike megide chi ebe ahụ
chekwazie ka onye ọzọ bata na mụ na gị anọteghị aka ka onye ọzọ bata thank you. It is still political views on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. You know, when you call, you don't allow your emotions to run you. You know, follow the due process. What we do here, we are not here for sentiment. Other people are also on the line trying to talk as well. So you talk and give way for another person. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afam bụ mmadụ steeti n'obido abụọ.
Gaba n'ihu.
Nke bụ eziokwu bụ na o nwere onye na-etuchi eziokwu aka. OBJ, Asenikere Elders, Sandel, Middle Belt Elders, and so forth, even Ohanese. Man, onye Hausa kwama, onye ọbụla ma nke bụ eziokwu na ọtọ of justice. Ọ bụrụ dị ọtọ na ọtọ na anyị, onye na-apụta kịta, the most competent of the four front runners. Because ito niile gba n'anyanwụ ọbụrụ iko nwere ife na-ezube ebe a. Onye ọ na obi stati na-eme kampen ọ dị asị gị toro ya na maka ya bụ onye Igbo. Ife atọ gwa ndị Igbo atụrụ ya maka ya bụ onye Igbo. Ọ ndị Naijiria atụrụ ya maka ya bụ onye Naijiria. No, say tụọ ya based on his past record. Na ndị niile achịcha onwere onye anyị ya kọmpe ọkọkọ na anyị na-emeri aka. Ife abụrụ ka anyị ga-aja mmebi aka kampen na-emegolo onwe ore. Mana ọ nke anyị na-ekwuzi abịazi na in terms of
endorsement ọ na-enwetagasịzi by ndị na-endorse gasị abi.
Yes, abịazi for equity and justice.
Okay.
Ya nwa ọ dabakwala ya adịkwa na asọmpi ọgọdọgụ onye na-ekwu na ife niile mezugo eme abụgo pas onye chọrọ ijiwe nde pas nke akpatala ya for ndị Igbo anyị move forward. Yes, even nwere ka mụ na ndị mmadụ sagara na iru na Britain ndị Scottish n'ime agitate na party in the country of the own. I think that's what we've been referring to for tonight thereabout. But in this way, as a pretend, in the choice, they continue. Any election on this Scotland, they do participate.
Okay.
If you want this country, Spain, the French is Catalonia.
Catalonia.
Now, Catalonia has an addition and powerful to this whole. That is, in fact, because of Travel or ethnic existing. But one addition is the purpose. No, what? Hopefully, no, okay, I complain. So I didn't know. I complain. You can explain it. You have to work out for your salvation. Okay, because I told you, not funny and acting the fact of you. I'm going to be by you. Didn't mentality I use. On a deal. So, this is not a deal. Then you relax. Don't you have very God, I could start school. Okay. Also, I don't understand how some of our people do this. It's not convenient.
But I know everybody when they are like one of them were rights to their opinion.
Quite all right. That's why we are human beings. Because when you're people who treat us, on other than much and not discouraging them much. Okay, for election. No, my own PDP is ready for radio is ready. I'm going over to the PDP, but in fact, because we say secretary in the Northern Muku. Also, we're born out because no one has if you use this opportunity. No, they haven't endorsed to be official. But not if you use this opportunity, they shouldn't blame anybody.
Okay.
Yeah. They are taking their time already. They may not seem to later, but I'm going to send it endorse. That's who we're born out. In the by now, you open it. Open in a good woman, but around because that's from 6 now to 15. I put it in a different words.
Okay.
Or putting in the ban register. And then want to get a ban register. But when I put in this fast, everyone has to dare to beg. We look TV, but I'm on a creek. We know what I do with TV here. Because of putting on no, not complain. And then I want open I actually do the need for 9 months. If you do not put you indirectly voting for your oppressor.
Yes.
Yes, why not vote to vote? Because I need to vote. If we really win.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to for the fact that I vote, it's going to I'm going to in nature. Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Yes. It is political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We are not also implying that the thought of another person is wrong. Everybody have rights to their opinion. You can say what you want to say, but at the same time, let's also draw our rights from the Constitution of Nigeria rather than do it either way. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah. What dinner from Navy?
Okay, please go on.
On your own opinion. They thought I was on that also. More I thought to go to as my candidate. So anybody who wants to endorse anybody, if they mayor, I can't change your mind, and they cannot change my mind.
Okay.
But all I know is that only time shall tell who is who in this country.
Okay.
Endorse whoever you like. I have just the support that I want, which is Nnamdi Kanu, who has never changed his mind for where he is. For how many years he has been in correctional state of Nigeria for no reason up till now. So my mind is where he is until there's something good done on his head. And he shall say it, nothing as a political or no political. Everything will go according to the court order. And the court has given the order to release the innocent man. What is the fate of Nigeria? And the people will be endorsing and not endorsing it, for them to speak out and say, this innocent man has been here, what is happening? Release him. Let us know what is happening. And people are endorsing.
So don't you, if on a very good day, even when all of them speak and the government refuses to do their bidding, don't you think that the best way is to proceed with the election to see who gives him that veto power now, for example, or the political will to address the issue that he is trying to address? With the elections now.
That it's not going, it's not nothing like the political or anything. It's not contesting for election.
Okay.
People talk that you can contest election.
No, I'm not saying that Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not saying that Nnamdi Kanu is contesting for election. I'm only saying that don't you see the election as a means by which Nnamdi Kanu will be set free in the first place? Don't you see the election as also a means by which Nnamdi Kanu will get his freedom, like be set free from?
Election will not vote unless they release him, because court has given the order to release him.
Yeah,
and it was the court order that they must obey.
Okay.
He can't be waiting when they take election. Because they did not arrest him during the election.
But this is basically your stand. I don't think IPOB is also against the election. This is your own personal stand.
I am telling you what Nnamdi Kanu stands for. It is not what they didn't hold him during the election, and they have nothing to do with the election. Why are they basically holding election that you can do this or political can do this? What happens to the court? And you know the same court that gives the order of the output.
Let me give you an example.
And they say that you go and beg the court order, and they beg the court order.
I'm coming. Let me give you an example. The example I'll give you is our Mustafa was arrested by a different administration, and it took another administration to set our Mustafa free. That is the Jonathan-led administration. So the election, can't it be a means by which
Nnamdi
to get
Kanu
it?
remains different with these people that you are calling. Nnamdi Kanu remains so one. It's different with these people. I can't compare them with Nnamdi Kanu. There are different people between Nnamdi Kanu. This young woman has been saying a lot of things. And now the election has never been good. This government does not want to do the needful, and they keep quiet. Until when something is going the other side of it in a very bad way, you will see them. They started slashing, hurting and lamenting, talking who is this or who is not that. Now everyone has been calm. They doesn't want to speak out for them to release the innocent man. And they are busy telling me endorsement or not endorsement.
You said
and
you said it
on the issue of the young man. If you arrested him during the election, the answer is no. If you arrested him during the election, I would say yes. And if they know after election, they will release it. This one has not elected, not arrested him up to now. And nothing, the people are not talking about it. What they're saying was maybe after election. Nothing like after election is here. I have endorsed him. This is the only man that can lead me to my roots. Everybody can belong to where he likes to belong.
Okay.
I have choose my own as a Biafra as a nation.
Thank you very much
for joining us. For any election.
Thank you.
What I need is Biafra.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, it is still political views on Airborne at the 103.5. And the last caller pointed out, the last caller before this caller now from Newi, who is Obinna, the last one, said that he gave example with Catalonia, and then give example with the Scotland, the Scottish people. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Awada.
Your name.
What I want to say
your
is
name.
that issue.
Your name. Your name, please.
Prosperous.
Okay, please go on now.
What I want to say now, anybody that is talking about Carlo, that they can let me just put it that way. Anybody that's not is against Nnamdi Kanu. Because this presidential election is the easy way for Carlo to come out. Anybody that's pretending that he loves Carlo and shooting away from this election, the person is against Nnamdi Kanu. Because everybody has seen clearly this is the way Nnamdi Kanu will come out very simple. But if you are kicking against this election, I want to make it clear to anybody that's hearing me. If you are saying you are talking about Biafra or this or not, I'm from a Biafra, let me say I'm a Igbo man. But if you are kicking against this election, what it means you are working against Nnamdi Kanu, you are working against Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah, it's very clear. Because no means for him to come out. If you are kicking against it, they want him to remain in prison. Please, let all our brothers support this election so that Nnamdi Kanu come out. That is my view, please.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Yes, it is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Everybody with their diverse opinion. And I like the fact and respect the fact that you respect each other's opinion and then you give just your own input. The numbers you will call to become part of this conversation, 08096 661035. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Obina from Unewi.
You're welcome back.
I am back.
Okay, continue, sir.
Yes. Let me assure anybody that can say whatever they want to say. I am giving you today, 2nd of what? January 2023. Before Nigeria election, we hope Nnamdi Kanu will come out, not a political, and not by after election. Go and mark it somewhere. Anybody who says it's after election or somebody does not do this, it's against that. It is them who want to go and do the election are the ones are sabotaging his effort. You say what they are sabotaging Ojukwu effort. Nnamdi will come out. Today is 2nd of January 2023. Before the election, Nnamdi Kanu will come out. You will see it.
Okay.
No bringing Nnamdi Kanu out, no election. Don't want it somewhere else. You will see it that day.
Okay.
Think you are joking.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you think we are joking. We're not saying that you're joking either. Still, maybe you have a solid source of what you're saying. The fact that you say that you will come out before them. But let's hear from other people and know their thoughts on this. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. Okay, please go on.
More than 2 times.
Call about at the time. So what about call. Mala call batan. your attack. So, but anyhow, continue. Keep saying what you're saying.
Okay, on that note, because it's only one before you want it's a pure.
Okay.
Also, because in this area, all the two other candidates got the capacity to live in that country.
Okay.
Okay, so what I not fight or have a only by could any change to go in another.
Okay.
If you go play, okay, go to your God. I do. No, I do not even or obey. No, so only we can expect rule of law by no figure. Only we can use here. We don't go on the good. Of course, I could be able to the opponent to do.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you so much for joining us. Yes, it is political views on Airborne. The 103.5 FM. What are your views? Obasanjo gave to the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peterobi. You know, it's just like the country is going wild because of that. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, your name and location.
Okay.
Oh, please call back 08096661035. What are your thoughts in this political, like all that is going on in the political space in Nigeria today? What the G5 governors are doing as well? Would you say that they are patriotic? Let's hear from you. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Your name and location.
Yes, Michael.
Okay, please go on. Okay. Yeah.
But we need to be consistent. The something. From a conductor. Why? Because he will say that when you can make the driver. How do you do God? What are you doing now? Now, whatever I happen to. No election. It should be guided with the kind of words that we utter.
Okay.
You don't come on air now so there is no election. No election is for you now, you don't do it. So I know I have to for the
That's the thing.
So you don't come on air, start saying unnecessary things. You know, so clear. I must go to man and go. I must go back to the day. Then, when you were against the vote this year, you hate number. Because all from here, they use the word freedom, not fighting here.
Okay.
Yes. So we are all going to come out in large quantity to vote. We are going to vote for the right candidate. Last time I contributed, if plan A did not work, let us try plan B.
Yes.
Then this is plan B we're supposed to try. Let us vote our brother, PDP. Then if they didn't see PDP, the winning.
Well, we are not here to campaign for anybody still. Just tell the public what, but don't campaign for.
This is the plan B we have. And the plan B we have is that we must vote. So telling us that we shouldn't vote is another problem. That means we suppose we will still be in slavery of this Fulani herdsmen. So to my own mind, let us not stop the election. Let's do the right thing first. Because if Nnamdi Kanu will come out, he must come out.
Okay.
That's right. So Obasanjo endorsing P2B. That's what I did said when P2B met IPC.
Okay.
He said if an Igbo man should come for this election, that means the issue of the Biafran war has come to an end.
Okay.
So I know that they have intention to bring Nigeria in unity because Obasanjo confessed that his generation has failed Nigeria, that he is hoping to see a new Nigeria before he dies.
Okay.
So his endorsement It's a proper one. They know what they're doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. It's still political views on Ebona Day 103.5 grounded politically. Let's hear from you. 08096661035. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
Yes, this is Chukwuma reaching you from home.
Okay, please go on.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, let me commend you for your patience.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are very patient man, because what I'm hearing from some of the callers,
Yeah.
even me, I can't hear such a rubbish coming out from them.
Good.
So I have seen a very, very patient somebody,
Okay.
and I must commend you for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, the focus is on the endorsement. One from the former friend Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yes.
I think the one that made a very powerful analysis is that Yahaya do my work.
Yes, Ndu. Yahaya Ndu.
Yahaya Ndu. Okay. Yes, talking of the former president of Nigeria, is somebody that you can't just kick out of political arena.
Okay.
Even though that is no longer an active politician. But now he is the most credible kingmaker in Nigeria. And every word that comes out of it has a very powerful persuasive influence.
Yeah.
And it has a very numerous follower.
Okay. Yeah.
In Nigeria. We are not talking of whether he has one vote, because since the morning I keep hearing the analysis. People are talking of he has a one vote. Why did every politician start fighting, kneeling down, begging him to endorse? The Sonai has made the decision. And his decision is based on justice, equity,
fairness.
He meant very well for Nigeria. Because as far as Nigerian project is concerned, Olusegun Obasanjo has seen on, and now he's on the path of the truth. And I know that the Nigeria will not ignore him.
Yeah.
They have made his appeal, and that is a very nice opportunity for all Nigerians, not just Igbo. We are not talking of, we are talking of president of Igbo extraction, president of Nigeria of Igbo extraction. That is what the people are talking. So Nigerians, this is opportunity for Nigerians to take their destiny into their hands. And it is very good for us to focus our mind on this very opportunity. Because if we miss this opportunity, we may not have it again. And that is why I am telling on our brothers. Because even you say there is no election, this and that, the president is not our this and that. You will see the same people telling the old man can have to rock. Our president, please give us to Biafra. Give us to this. Give us light. Give us money. Give us food. Give us this and that. But we are saying the election. And anybody that you say that is for Igbo's progress and the one man they cannot release, and they're speaking against the election, that person is deceiving himself. And I want people not to use this platform, your platform, for unnecessary talk. This is a very serious business.
Yes.
And I want people not to deceive others. If you want to war, go and fight. You have your way. But you don't use radio station to fight, because you are just confusing people. If you know that you have strength to fight, go to Rock, go to Abuja, go there and fight. And what we are talking about is election. This is opportunity, and I'm encouraging people, because if you want change, you must do something
to bring it about.
That opportunities has come.
Okay.
Because of this opportunity, if we miss it, we may not have it again. So I thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Yes, and your input is like awesome, and everything you said. Let us learn from what he's saying. The platform is a platform where we will discuss our issues politically without, being sentimental about it. We have to be objective when we are talking about these things. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
From Mary.
Okay, please go on.
Yes. If I said what is not on your mind, you see that it's a negative. If you say what is on your mind, which I doesn't like, it also is negative to me. That is how you have to understand it, Mr. Man. When I say what I want, and they doesn't want it, you will see it as a negative.
You don't address, don't be addressing him like that. Just give your own input. Don't.
You shouldn't use this media to deceive people.
Okay.
Maybe I said what is on my mind, what I want. You are seeing it as a negative.
Focus on the issues.
You like, which I doesn't like. I would like to see it in the other side. You are deceiving me.
Focus on the issue.
Everybody's opinion. You can't say their own and say my
Focus on the issues that we are discussing. We are not here to talk about what another. You are here to give your own input. Give your own input. Yes. Allow another person. The person have spoken his or her mind. So say your own and then allow another person to comment. Yeah, and focus on the issues that we are discussing now.
You are endorsing or you are not endorsing. We miss it or we don't miss it. I am not included in that way. I'm still focusing the other side of it.
That's the last thing you said the last time. There's no new thing in what you are saying now. Everything you are saying now, you said it before.
Let somebody not to say that somebody is deceiving somebody.
Okay.
Because that man that is on that Jesus is a human being.
Yeah, and even the person, and even that person who is saying that, he also is concerned about the person you are talking about.
And I am saying that what they are doing is not good. They're supposed to go for that man first. The order, and they did not arrested him during the election.
Unlike some other people, they see the opportunity this election is offering, but you don't even want to hear about the election. You don't want to talk about it. So people are also looking at this election as a way.
Election, no election, this is not my problem. My problem is that young man, let him come out from here.
It is.
Let him that court order.
That same thing. That same thing is the same. We are all looking for that same thing. We have heard you. We have heard you. Like if you should cut this call now and come in again now, what you will be saying again? You already sounded like a broken record. That's the problem. Because if you should cut this call and come in again, you'll be saying the same thing. There's no new development in what you are offering us. There's no new development in what you're saying. You just keep repeating the same thing. But the reputation of the same thing, it is interactive. When you get in, you offer more. Not just the last thing you say it again and then abuse people and go.
Because as you have endorsed or not, I am asking him when Dr. Ogocha win him, why didn't you quit and give him the seat for him to go and rule Nigeria? As a love Nigeria, as a love an Igbo man. Why did he say no? He said that the party that he said is not a good party.
Yeah, if we should look at this one now, the one that is happening now.
Did not rule OBJ or anywhere in Yoruba before he becomes a president.
Anyway,
cannot rule. Is supposed to be?
What do you? Yeah, that's the thing now. That's the thing. Anyhow, if you don't have any other attitude,
what happened to doing with the money? What happened to put money in bank? But what happened to do in the prison? You see what happened to the former president of South Africa, the consumer. How does do that to Abatanjo? You go to the bank, asking to put money. If you do with the money, people are not talking about that.
If you talk about that of culture, we remembered when he interfered in the matter and saved the situation. So we saw that one then. Okay. Anyway, yes, that's right. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's allow another person to come in. It is 080-9666-1035, and you become part of this conversation. But remember, in all of this that you're saying, are you drawing that your right? That's your right to freedom. Yes, your name and location.
Okay, I'm Sipoko. You're calling from Oka.
Please go on.
Okay. What I can say about what Obasanjo said in the media is that Not only that, the problem we are having generally as Igbo, people have used their thinking cap. So our advice to Igbo, in a political structure in this country, even some of them who are kicking against what Obasanjo say, they are still even eating Nigerian money.
Mm.
They are eating Nigerian money. If you ask, if you even have it in his own pocket, that is it wrong. He has to face the music. The system of the democracy in this country, if you even have it in his own pocket, that is it wrong. He has to face the music. The system of the democracy in this country, people have to play their part. People have a major role. So we are now, can we be fighting children at once? You are fighting, your brother is contesting, so you say that you want to become a country of your own. Which one are we, which direction you are going? Never had to know what I thought.
That's it.
You first of all get paid before you fight where you put the bed. You get where you put the bed before you fight for the bed where you will put on top of it. So we advise people, let us not be when we are talking about future. Somebody are thinking about yesterday.
Okay.
All of us, we need Biafra. But that is not the issue now. This is where others we are going. We are still in this country. There is no gap. We are still Nigeria.
Okay.
The food you're eating today is Nigerian food. The water you're taking is Nigerian water. What makes you a different country? I think we are able, we need the proper orientation, my brother.
Okay.
We need the proper orientation so that we can be speaking like people. Yes, so. You know, in the political arena in this country, they are always afraid of people, man. But we are like it behind now. Where are we going? Who didn't have the same time to get it? It's not possible. It's insanity. Our people, I don't know how they are talking like this. I think there's something wrong for it. So I will advise people proper orientation. Let us in the churches, in the home, everywhere. Let us tell our safety. That is the main thing. People are devoted for that. They know if I come and are people who always speak with one voice. And now all these young boys nowadays, this one we're talking about this one we're talking about that. Is this how we are going to continue this way? So my brother, that's my own advice.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Yes, it is political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. What are your views politically? You know, so we don't have to be sentimental when we are addressing issues like this. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, your name and location.
My name is Raphael from Anambra.
Okay, where exactly in Anambra?
In Obeledu.
Obeledu, please go on.
Yes. I think Obasanjo's view assumes A. Because the basic problem in Nigeria is whether election counts. If our election counts, then Obi wins. He will become the president of Nigeria. And the big blue sea. If they give him, he comes back to face IPOB, a formidable force in the southeast. So I think those are the issues we should consider. Let's make election count in Nigeria.
Okay.
Let them assure that if I go out tomorrow and vote, exercise, we find out that there is problems here and there. The impression is that the election does not count. So Obi might win, and they don't give it. If they give it, how do we tackle the problem of IPOB in the southeast? Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. It is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. And then if we look at the election, one of the things that we'll look at and believe that, okay, it is going to be credible, hopefully, is the Bermuda Voters Accreditation System. That alone is a game changer in the political space. All politicians attested to that. Let's hear from you. Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Your name and location.
My name is Matadola, coming from Nimo.
Please go on, Matadola.
Hello.
Go on, please. Go on.
Yeah, we went to Equator now. If I'm very like one hour for the and then but if Banuku or Basanjoku. If I'm going with it, the only thing I need to know, I Google up to Yono. That is number one. Number two, that post I need to make here. On account of one here. Or the account.
Hello? Hello? Okay. Continue.
But this, some big men on our side, that is the job, people. For one thing, that's the one that is go to the election. What if I'm back? If Nanya draw period. That's the one that is the election. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and location? Please, go on. Hello.
If as an election is going to be found,
okay.
We're going to discuss with some elder men, and they're saying that election maybe people will be like 2 years. But then I'm not giving it to people because they don't want evil president. And since there has been a thing of election in this Nigeria, I haven't voted for one. But for this one, I've wanted to get my voter's card.
Okay.
Literally, my brother, our brother is going to enter there. I think that's the best and easiest way for our brother, to come out from the hands of the federal government.
Okay.
But maybe our brother wins, and they won't give it to him, they'll give it to the other candidate. And
it is not like that. The process of election, basically, when we give the votes, then we monitor our votes at the same time, So you won't say they give him. That is, if he wins, he becomes the president. He becomes the president-elect. Now, there's nothing to it. If he wins,
no one is not problem because this will be my first this thing
election
to vote.
Okay.
Yes, since I was born, let's say enough.
Okay.
Yes. This is truly that it's not after we just go to that day. They are talking about givers. But what happened to another state last time? Many people that came out to vote, many people didn't vote.
Okay.
Some people, even my people, there are some people who went back home so angry. And another thing that results have come. Even the man that has been, what I've been hearing is the other person that set the second position. I haven't even heard about our government now. It's when they called the result, I was like, how come? Where is it from? So that's the main thing. If really people wins, they should give the president to him.
Anybody that wins, it becomes the president-elect. There's nothing to it. There's not.
I think that's the easiest way. Mr. Nandikalu, that's the easiest way for him to come out.
Okay.
So people that are saying that no election, please, let's not do violence. Let's just take it easy with them.
Yeah.
Please, this is the last time for us now.
Okay.
We can't have two things at the same time. The first party benefits to give us the first one that they are monitoring. Let's be patient with them and try with this election one. Maybe God patient with them and try with this election one. Maybe God answer our prayer.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It is. I wish you the same, my sister. Thanks a lot. Yes, it is still Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and everybody is saying no violence, no violence. Let's control this. Let's be careful about what we do. So, and I think it's wisdom right there for you to behave like that, accept what is being said about no violence. Let's hear from you. Hello.
No,
yeah.
They're calling you from Awada.
Please go on.
Hello.
Hello. Please go on. Go on.
Okay. My honor to you here. That is the Martin
Okay.
That is not
Okay. Okay. So, but don't you see that the election is going to be an instrument that will enable him to come out in the first place? Don't you see it from that angle?
No, I didn't take it that way because the arrested the man before the arrested the man
before the election, and it wasn't during the election, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So they have to release the information.
If he gets, like, for example, now don't you see a situation whereby maybe after the elections that he will get his chance to come out really from maybe the outcome of the election?
That is a deceiver.
Okay. So that one is really not the that you don't see it from that angle.
It's a deceiver because also during the time of the Anambra election that we should vote after the vote that we should review that yes, they should work out on it so that the man that can be released. But after that, only telling us to vote.
But if he okay.
I'm not happy about both.
Okay. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and everybody have their own opinion. And this person is saying that okay, he is looking at it from the angle that okay, even after the election, that nobody will address that issue again. Do you think so? Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, your name and location.
I'm Mr. Jude from Monte.
Okay, please go on.
End of the PDP. I like them, yeah.
Okay.
And to travel Nigeria, the old man is well, to balance the whole thing. That the elections supposed to go like that.
Okay.
So it's left for us to support his idea. It's just like somebody with a suggestion. People now back for the whole political system who was the president. And the people know anybody that woman is the Biafran. Go to Cameroon. If you want to enter motor, then go ask you to Biafra. So we are Biafra. Understand? So I don't need a boy. When you have a legal process, people don't know. Even and then, like it's over, anybody can get up to that and let him go. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Understand? The law must be interpreted. Near a book, everybody stop the hand without intimidation.
Okay.
And the thing may go faster. By one after the election, they will see April and now, and we are talking. I don't see a bomb of I don't think it's going to work like that. So let nobody, let us join hands and get the number one seat for our own side so that I am surrounded by the decision makers. Understand? Everybody is doing it. That's all. Oh, I can't easy to tell our brother what we want you to do for us. So that's my own suggestion. We have a legal process.
Oh, yeah.
What we hear, open up before our he will have what it is to do. But that position, our own number one citizen with the right. Thank you for your input.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Yes, it is political views on Ebona, the 103.5. And at this junction, we are beginning to wind down to the end of this program, this particular edition of the program, Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. But remember some of the things that we talked about today. We talked about the endorsement, PDP, denounce OBJ's letter endorsing OB. And at the same time, all the things we talked about today, it shows that at a time we must be very active in the electoral process. As Igbo people, as Nigerians, we go out there and get our PVCs and make sure that we go there to vote, so that in the next 4 years we will not sit back and blame ourselves. That said, this is how I will call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5. It's been fun hanging out with you, talking about all. Remember that Political Views comes to you every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. and then every Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. It is very much important that we talk about all the things that we talk about here. Basically, is very much important. That said, I am Martin Ifeanyi Shuku. AKZ. Hook up with me again and let's do this some other time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please subscribe, right? Thank you. It's alright.